It's Military Appreciation Night here in Meridian, Idaho, as we get set to bring you full coverage of the Project Filter Twin 25 here at Meridian Speedway. I'm Alton Packard, and this is a Hot Tuesday production. 8 drivers made the tow and get set to battle door to door for not one, but 2 main events this season. Will legendary driver Kenny Chandler break through and reclaim the dominance we've grown accustomed to? Or will a new driver emerge to challenge the throne? As we take a look trackside, you can see that beautiful red Titan Concrete 67 of Wes Summers. There you got Andrew Prince from Gooding, Idaho, in the Bad Fast Engineering 51. Drivers going over some pre-race instruction. Well, here's a look at some action from qualifying earlier in the day. You can see quick time on the top of the board, the 22 Jordan Harris with a 14.3. Andrew Prince with a 14.5 right there in second. Ray Bollinger, Kenny Chandler, both with 14.5. We tracked down your second place qualifier in the APR number 51, Andrew Prince. And Andrew, it seems like every time you guys come out to the track, you guys get a little bit faster. What do you guys think is going to happen for this weekend?
You know, I'm just hoping to get in a solid race, or getting 2 solid races. You know, we're all about consistency, just knocking off lap times that are consistent. We don't care about getting a fast time. That's not our goal. Our goal is to win races. And, you know, the car was really, really good. It felt great in qualifying. I blew 1 and 2. But thankfully, I was able to make up for it in 3 and 4 and we were able to grab the number 2 spot. And so,
well, with 2 mains tonight, do you think the APR machine has a chance to get up towards the front in the first main and make a ruckus?
I mean, that's the goal, you know. Everyone is really, really fast today. I mean, I think after first practice, the top 5 were all within 0.2 of each other. Second through 5th was all within 100th, I believe. So, I mean, it's going to be a really tough race. Starting in the back is going to be a little difficult to get past these guys. We're all running the same lap times, but I think we got a really good chance to get up front and potentially get a win in this thing today.
Well, hey, thanks for chatting with us. That's your second place qualifier this evening in the 51, Andrew Prince. Driver of the smoke-free number 33, Kenny Chandler. And Kenny, it looks like you guys unloaded just a little bit off. You threw some adjustments at it and got her qualified up to 4th. Do you think you guys are going to make any noise in the first main event tonight?
We'll have to see. The second, third, 4th, and 5th quick are all within 1/10, so it's really tight racing. We'll have to see how it shakes down.
So on top of Military Appreciation Night, tonight is also the Project Filter Twin 25s. Having Project Filter as your title sponsor, does that put additional pressure on you guys, or is that just extra motivation to go out and get it done?
We've always felt the motivation to go out and get it done, but it'd always be good to do it on Project Filter Night.
Well, hey, keep your eye on the 33 coming from the middle of the pack tonight, Kenny Chandler. So with all that in the books, we'll take you up to the booth where we have defending champion Ryan Bailey will actually be broadcasting this dual main event tonight.
Welcome to another edition of Project Filter Pro-4 Racing out at Meridian Speedway, brought to you by Hot Tuesday Productions. Tonight we have dual main events for the Project Filter Pro-4's. Got a good car count tonight, got Ray Bollinger out there with us today. We also have Jordan Harris in that new chassis that he purchased from another Pro-4 driver who retired out of Pro-4's and moved up a division here a couple of years ago. Ray Bollinger will be running his backup car because he had some motor problems at the end of last year. A little note, that backup car is my brother Jim Bailey's old race car. Won championship in 2012 with that. I actually crewed that car. That car has got a lot of good stuff underneath of it. It has changed a little bit, but that's okay. The chassis is still sound. Jessica Harris, who is sitting on the pole tonight, she will be running that chassis, so it's going to be a little bit different seeing that car out there. Ryan Bailey, myself on the outside pole. Sam Harris, Ken Chandler, 3rd and 4th. Ray Bollinger with a picture of the king there in 5th, and Andrew Prince in 6th. Jordan Harris in that new chassis of his. This is his second time out with it. Will be showing 7th, and then Wes Summers in 8th. Wes Summers actually had some technical difficulties, wanted to run scratch the whole night just so that he didn't cause any problems in the front of the field. Had a pretty good showing of cars this go around. We're hoping for a few more, but we do have those strong contenders that are out there. Of course, the Harrises are out there in full force. So it looks like we're coming to green. We're coming down the backstretch, coming into 3 and 4. Jessica Harris, who's been running the truck, going to try to actually get a good dart on that. Looks like a great start right there at the beginning. 77 right to the outside. Jessica Harris is doing so good in that new chassis. She's starting to figure out how to make that thing turn. That car has a lot of capabilities to it. It does have a different motor in it this year. It's actually out of her old 03 car from last year. Thanks to Sean, he actually let her borrow that motor for that particular car, and she's out there racing with it. Looks like the 77 and the 33 get out there on the outside, work around that 03 to try to get those first two spots. Andrew Prince is on the outside in third. Sawing on the wheel a little bit, trying to fight that setup just a touch. Looks like he's going to try to work that 33 to the outside, but to no avail, because the 33 and the 77, they get together right there. Looks like the 33 tried to use the 77 up, but you know, the old adage, 4 tires don't work as well as 8, and he definitely used up all 8 there. So gave the 51 the opportunity to get into second there. He's figured out that setup pretty quick. Looks like some front stretch contact in between the 77 and the 96 up with the front stretch wall. Looks like the 96 gets a little loose there. We do know that he had some fluid issues, some leaking issues towards the last main. Maybe he had a little bit of those in this beginning of this main. So you can see your order up there. Kenny in the 33 running first, Andrew Prince in second, Ryan Bailey, myself in the 77 run third, Jordan Harris, Jessica Harris, Ray Bollinger, Sam Harris. No relation to the Harris brother and sister duo, but still runs the trucks with those guys. Absolutely enjoying coming out here and running these Pro-4's with us. And then Wes Summers running 8th. Looks like the 22 is taking third from the 77 there. That 22 car is going to be fast all year long. That chassis has been proven time and time again. So we'll look forward to seeing Jordan Harris up there in that top 3 all season long. Andrew Prince still in second place there, trying to keep that 33 in front of him. Andrew Prince is going to have his hands full trying to get past that 33. Ken Chandler leaves him that inside groove. It's actually tougher to pass on the inside with these Pro-4's. You wouldn't think that with these small tracks, but it's actually really tough to get to the inside, get that qualifying groove, that good exit. Jordan Harris kind of ducked underneath there to see if Prince will give him the room. Kind of chops the 22 off there a little bit, but he knows he's got to protect that inside because that 22 is going to do everything he can to try to gain that extra position. He wants to get up there and work that 33. You got Kenny Chandler, Andrew Prince, and Jordan Harris. Top 3 right there, just in there under a blanket. Prince is trying there, but he just doesn't have quite the exit that he needs, and that's the benefits of actually running that second or that outside groove. You just cut off that exit. You can't get that run down the chute when you can't run up to the wall and run your qualifying groove. So Ken's probably going to stay out there in that second groove, and he's going to let Andrew try to work that inside groove. Meanwhile, Jordan's going to sit in third place and just wait for a mistake from one of these 2 drivers, which is incredibly difficult. It may never happen. Those 2 drivers pretty seasoned. We're going to cut back here to, looks like 5th and 6th. Sam Harris and Ray Bollinger. Good to have Ray out. Ray's running a chassis that won a championship back in 2012 with my brother Jim Bailey. Got a lot of experience building that car. I know exactly what's in it. It's good to see that chassis back out. Good to see Ray back out. Cut back up to the front. Looks like Jordan's trying to work him on the inside, which is tough to do, but that chassis is about one of the ones that'll actually pull it off. That car is quick. Forward power underneath that thing's always been proven, and that thing will turn. Looks like he took over the second place from Andrew Prince, and now he'll work on that 33. There's a good shot start-finish line. Got the top 4 right there within a few tenths. And then, of course, we'll run 5th of Sam Harris and 6th of Ray Bollinger, about 6 seconds back. Here comes Jessica Harris and Wes Summers. Looks like the leaders are starting to work on the back of the pack. You see the 77 getting loose there on exit. Possibly some fluid on the track, plus it got a little warm that day, so tires were tough ones to keep underneath of us. Leaders working the backside of the pack. Wes Summers stays to the inside. Let those guys have that position. Let them go racing. Wes has been a great contender. He knows that he's just out there to just try to get some laps, get that car working, and he'll be back into it before too long. Jessica Harris is going to be a little bit different here. She's actually not going to let him have the outside. She's going to let those guys work to the inside, which is a little bit different. That car is fast, and we know that it can do it. But it looks like those guys, man, Kenny is right up there against Jessica, making sure that she knows that he needs that room. A little bit of a freight train there, but it's to be understood. Jessica Harris is still trying to figure out that car. That car is fast. It's got a different motor in it this year. It's still Honda powered, but she needs to figure out that car. It was fast with Jordan in it. It was fast with Kenny in it. We need to make sure she needs to figure out that car. You see Jordan Harris working to the inside of the 33. Like I said earlier, trying to get that inside groove to work and get that exit is difficult, but if anybody can do it, that 22 can. Then they came to the white flag, so here we go. Here's Jordan Harris in the 22. His last attempt coming up in 3 and 4 to try to make that thing work. He dives it to the inside of the 33. 33 makes it stick, and they come to the line in. Kenny Chandler prevails above Jordan Harris in this main event. We do have a 2 main event deal, so we will be seeing them out on the track again tonight. But look at that lineup there. We got Kenny Chandler, Jordan Harris, Andrew Prince, Ryan Bailey, Sam Harris, Ray Bollinger, Jessica Harris, and Wes Summers. What a great race. That's the one thing that's great about these Pro-4s. We go out there, we race, we try to keep it clean. Nobody wants to fix their stuff at the end of the night. See what we can do about putting on a good show. You can see us coming to the scales there. Get that 22 on the scales, make sure that he's all good and legal. And then we're going to come back out for the second main event coming up shortly. Here's a good interview by Jordan Harris.
Hey, we tracked down your runner-up finisher tonight, Jordan Harris in that 22, and Jordan so close in the first main. What are your thoughts on how it went out?
It's close. It's good to see the 33 back on top. It's been a while. New car, learning the ins and outs of it. 55 was a little in there. We'll have a good battle, I think, later on this year too. I think that's gonna be a good battle. Just trying to figure out this new car. I think it's fast, and just second, not by that much though.
Well, do you guys think you have any extra tricks in the bag for the second main event? You think maybe you can pull a win out tonight?
I'm gonna tweak a few things. I'm gonna look at it, go back to drawing board. Just look for the 22. We'll see if we can get it in victory lane.
Oh, we'll be keeping our eye on that 22 in the second main tonight for your Project Filter Twin 25s.
I forgot how. You never forget how, buddy.
Kenny Chandler found victory lane once again. How does that feel starting off the season with a win?
Well, it feels pretty good. We got a good start spot, and a couple things went our way, and was able to hold Jordan off right there at the end.
So we talked to the 22, and he said he may have a few tricks up his sleeve for that second main. Is he going to have enough to overtake the 33?
I'm pretty sure that he's faster car, and we'll just have to see how traffic goes and all that other kind of stuff.
Well, Kenny Chandler keeping it exciting. We'll see how it shakes out.
Thank you.
So in between first, second mains here, we got a little bit of the extracurricular activities. Ken Chandler there with his winning flag. Once they switched over to winning flags, they're absolutely awesome to have. Main number 2, your Project Filter Pro-4's at Meridian Speedway. Brought to you by Hot Tuesday Productions. So with the dual main event, I'm going to explain how they do this. So you go out and qualify, you run your main event with a full invert like they do for the first main event. The second main event, they actually fully invert you from the first main event. So if you won the first main event, you come back and you start dead last for the second. Ken Chandler will start dead last for this main event, but Wes Summers will start scratch. See our lineup here: Jessica Harris, Ray Bollinger, Sam Harris, Ryan Bailey in spot 4, Andrew Prince, Jordan Harris, Ken Chandler, and Wes Summers starting scratch. So as you can see, they did a full invert on the field. Wes Summers decided he wanted to start scratch just because he was worried about some mechanical issues. But this is basically a full invert. We're going to start exactly the opposite as we finished for the first main event. Fairly reliable Bob's Corvette pace car out there. It's been about the second or third year that that car's been out there. Great sponsor and fairly reliable Bob's. Obviously love that place. I bought 4 cars from them. So. So getting doubled up, getting ready to come for the green on the second main event. See everybody lined up. Great video from the 33. Lined up, and we're coming to green. Ray Bollinger on the outside of the 03 of Jessica Harris. Great start through those guys. You can see the 96 sideways there through 1 and 2. He had some fluid issues there towards the end of this main event. He may be starting to deal with that there. 33 working around the 96, and you can see the leaders there working around the 03 of Jessica Harris. Got Ray Bollinger in first, Jessica Harris in second, Ryan Bailey in third. Looks like Andrew Prince got a little loose on that one, and we'll see if we get a replay on that, see what happened to Andrew Prince. There we go. Wow, what a miss there by Sam Harris. Andrew Prince just getting a little hot in there, spun her out on exit, and the 96 barely kept out of him. 33 saw it coming, checked up way early. Here's a great in-car. Just trying to hang on to the wheel at that point. Just everything you could do, just stay out of the fence. So getting lined back up. Tower's telling us where we're sitting at for positions. We'll get everything lined back up. Coming to the cone, you can see Bollinger goes to the inside. Cone restart basically lets us pick which lane we want to be in. Gives you the opportunity to actually work your way up through the pack. Everybody goes to the inside, you work to the out. You may gain a couple of positions there. Cone restarts came in here the last few years. Absolutely a blast to try to work your way through. A little bit more strategy when it comes to trying to come to these greens. It makes a caution welcome when usually they're not, especially if you're the leader. But it looks like we just basically inverted the front row, put ourselves a little bit of a different lineup there. Got the 96 up there in fourth, 77 in third. We're coming to green. Let's see how these guys do for this restart. Looks like Bollinger got a little bit of a run on the inside there, and Wes Summers decided to check out for the day. Understand he had some mechanical issues, don't want to hurt that car any more than it already is. 77 to work to the inside of the 48. What a great shot right there at the start-finish line. Looks like the 77 needs to, the tires are probably still pretty cold at this point. We didn't get a bunch of green flag laps, so we're going to try to get those tires warmed up and see what we can do to make a run. That 22 sitting there lurking in third, you know he's just waiting for everything to file out. That car will get out there and see what he can do when he gets fresh air. 33 in fourth, got Andrew Prince in the 51 in fifth. Looks like the 33 might have gotten on the backstretch wall there a little bit. The track was really greasy that night, so it was really difficult to try to judge your exit. Trust me, I found it in the first main event. The whole side of that 77 car shows it. So as we start to work on lap 5, we got Ray Bollinger, Ryan Bailey, Jordan Harris, Kenny Chandler, Andrew Prince, Sam Harris, Jessica Harris, and Wes Summers. Looks like the 22 is going to try to duck down there to the inside and see if he can actually get a little bit on that 77. But with Ray Bollinger and that 48 sitting in first, it's going to be a difficult lead because it's tough to work to the inside of somebody, especially when you know that that car right in front of you is just going to block that lane. What a great side-by-side in-car view that we have here. Looks like Andrew Prince and Ken Chandler, man, racing side-by-side, got a good in-car. What a great job by AJ doing that. Just brings on a great view. Looks like the 22 finally worked his way up through the field there, got himself past the 77 and the 48. What a great run by Jordan Harris, man. He just really got up there, and before you know it, bam, he's in first, and he's checking out. The 33 did win the first main event, so he knows that he can get up there and probably do something with that 22. He just got to get a couple of these guys out of the way so that he can get that clean air. 77 to the inside of the 48. Those two cars probably run within 2/10. So it's really difficult to try to get out there and just drive past him, especially being stuck on that inside. Like Ed made mention in the first main event, that inside groove is not necessarily the preferred groove. You really got to work on it. But it looks like that 77 got an advantage there and be able to work past that 48. And it looks like Andrew Prince in the 51 is going to take advantage of that, try to get to the inside of the 48. Leads to a bad spot for the 33. He wants to get out there and get that 22, and now he's got to wait for the 51 to get past the 48. Just going to give the 22 a little bit more time to get out there and get a little bit more lead, because we know that that 33 will get out there and get him if he can. Great view of the 33 and the 48. Oh, and the 33 gets into the 48 on exit. We don't know if necessarily the 48 got down, the 33 slid up. We do know we were dealing with some track issues there. It could be just a race incident. It could be some fluids there. You never know. We talked to Ken Chandler and Ray Bollinger and probably find out, but I guarantee you'll get two different answers there. Looks like the 48 was up as high as he could get there, my buddy. Then the 33 may have gotten into him just a little bit. Just took a little bit more real estate than he really needed. Yeah, especially as late in the shoot as that was, that's a tough one to call right there. But what they will do is they'll take that 33, the 48, they'll send him to the back of the pack. One of the rules at Meridian Speedway is that if you are involved with that caution, you get sent to the back. Doesn't matter whether you got spun or you're the person that did the spinning. Yeah, you could see right there that Ray was on the wall when it happened. So I love my buddy Kenny, but I think he got into that 48 a little bit more than he needed to. But that's okay. It's part of racing. It happens all the time. We'll get refiled back up. We'll get everything lined back up. We'll do it again and try to finish out this last 13 laps of the race. Cone restart, you can see everybody files out. One of the other rules with this cone restart, if you're involved with the wreck, you must stay to the inside. You don't have the option to go on the outside and gain on those spots. So it put the 33 and the 48 on the inside, but you can see the lineup there. 22.77 right up there in the front. 22 took the outside for this main event. He wants to make sure to hang on to that second groove. Man, the 22 got a heck of a run out there. He's actually got the option of shifting on his restarts, which some of these cars don't. I know that 77 runs Falcon transmission. You don't have an option of shifting, so... Wow, look at that 77 getting loose. Oh, the 77 gets into the 51, spins it out going into one. Looks like he's backing down the stretch. Everybody stays clear of him, thank goodness. Otherwise, I'd be working on a car again. And you're pointed at the start-finish line is very unnerving, but the nice thing was, saved the car, didn't have to worry about fixing anything. What a great replay. Just on exit, got into the 51. The 51 of Andrew Prince and I actually had a discussion about that race a little bit later, and he was concerned about whether or not he cut down on me. I don't really think it was that he cut down or that I got up. It was just a racing incident. By the time it was all said and done, we just called it no fault to each other. No harm, no foul. We're just going to go racing. It's not like anybody's going to try to get back at anybody. What a great pick up there at the left-hand side that shows all the manufacturers that are there. Obviously, you can see the Honda and Fords that dominate this series. When you're looking for power, you're looking for cheap power, you're looking for good power, that's where you got to go nowadays. These four cylinders are tough ones to work with. Andrew Prince and the 22 of Jordan Harris. See that 22 just gets a shot out there. Puts the 96 of Sam Harris there in third, working on second. There's Sam Harris right there. He's from Twin Falls, really working that car. Oh, those two Twin Falls drivers into each other in turn 4, but they get her straightened back out through the chute. Looks like Harris is going to keep her straight there through the back chute, and we'll resume racing. So let's do a lineup here. You can see Jordan Harris, Sam Harris, Andrew Prince, Ken Chandler, Ray Bollinger, Ryan Bailey, Jessica Harris, and Wes Summers. Second through third there, really tight net. Jordan Harris right out there in front. He's just going to do qualifying laps. He's going to just make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes, keep those guys in the mirror, make sure that we don't gain anything on him. And Harris, man, he's going to really work that, try to get to that 22 if he can. Ray Bollinger to the inside of the 77 there. I don't know if he's got much there. Ray Bollinger's still working on a little bit of tune for that car. It's okay. He'll get dialed in, and he'll be a competitor at the end of this race. Jessica Harris been running the trucks with the guys, getting a lot of experience, really learning how to hustle these cars. Great shot from the fairly reliable Bob's 33, running fourth at this point. You can see the 96, they're getting loose with the 51 right behind him getting loose. 22 running in that lead. He's just belting laps. He's just waiting for that checkered flag to come. Andrew Prince right behind that 96. Had a discussion with these guys afterwards. You can see some smoke there. found out the 96 had a valve cover that was leaking, and the 51, they won't have to worry about lubricating the front of that car because it has got oil everywhere thanks to that valve cover. Sam Harris was just as astonished as everybody that he didn't get black flagged for that. To the discretion of Meridian Speedway, they're the one that holds the flags. But you can see that smoke there. We fought those, third, fourth, and fifth right there. You can see us all pretty close. We fought trying to get through that fluid, which is incredibly difficult to try to get up there and get that leader fighting in a condition like that. Rest assured that the Harris family will get the valve cover done on that 96, and they'll come out for the next race and not have to worry about. Andrew Prince is trying everything he can to work on that 96 car. He wants to get up there, try to get up to that 22. Incredibly difficult. Sam Harris just runs enough of a line to give him just enough room, but not quite enough to be able to run. And he's also running that second groove. Looks like he might be running around a little bit of oil too. Looks like we come to the white flag lap here. The 22 is checked out. There's a little bit of contact. Andrew is going to do everything he can to try to get that second place. He hustles him in 1 and 2, but doesn't quite have enough to finish it off. 77 tried on the 33 there also, but of course, last flag, you got to do everything you can to try to finish out that race. So finishing lineup for the second main event. Jordan Harris, congratulations to that 22, Sam Harris, Andrew Prince, Ken Chandler, Ryan Bailey, Ray Bollinger, Jessica Harris, and Wes Summers. So this would conclude another main event through Project Filter Pro-4's. You can see our points line up there. Looks like Jordan Harris is actually stretching her out pretty good with those 2 wins. Ken Chandler right there in second, Andrew Prince in third. That's great for that twin fall guy. It's great to see him toe down here and be up there. Sam Harris there in fourth, Ryan Bailey in fifth. Jessica Harris is not far off. She's got good top 5 there. Wes Summers right there kind of rounding everything out.
Tonight, you had to work your way through that first one. This one, it kind of parted ways for you. Heck of a car, heck of a crew. Who do you want to thank? You picked up a main event win tonight.
I mean, it sounds like we were 0.06 off that first main. Just so close. I mean, we got the car to do it. The second main worked out for us, and I think we're on rails. Got to thank H&H Auto, Kim's Cars, Challenger Auto, Ridgeline Financial, Allen, Marsh Travel Center, my pit crew, my parents, and let's go win some more.
All right, Jordan Harris, main event winner. Project Filter Pro-4's on a Project Filter Twin 25 Saturday.
So let's go down to pit road and have a chat with Dan Christensen. I believe he's with our runner-up finisher.
Hey, thanks, AJ. We're here with runner-up Sam Harris. Looked like you were smoking and squealing, but sure fighting for the first spot. What happened out there?
You know, I was getting on the bumps awfully early, and we had a valve cover leak, and I was afraid they were going to black flag me at the end there because it was smoking so much, but they didn't. On that last caution, I knew that Jordan was a rocket, so I jumped on the outside and let Kenny get on the inside, and it worked out.
Are you going to be able to have a car for the next race? What kind of adjustments are going to need to make?
Oh, I got to figure out them bump stops because it's difficult to handle when it's bouncing up and down. It rattles you pretty hard.
Is there anybody out there you'd like to thank tonight?
You know what? I'd like to thank Aaron Harris, Jordan Harris, H&H Auto Cells, Kim's Cars, and Wrightsmith's Holsteins.
All right, here's Sam Harris, number 96. We're here with winner of Main 2, Jordan Harris, number 22. Now that you've got another win on your belt this season, what can we look forward to for later on?
I just like to, stay consistent. It's always a good time winning flags. So if we can be in winner's circle, I'd love to be there. Stay consistent, basic maintenance, and just be out here every weekend we can.
Is there anybody out here you'd like to thank?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Let's do H&H Auto, Kim's Cars, Challenger Auto, Ridgeline Financial, Allen Marsh Travel Center, my whole pit crew, and just everybody for helping out.
All right, congrats to Jordan Harris, number 22.
Well, and there you have it, folks. Night 2 for the Project Filter Pro-4's is in the books. This has been another Hot Tuesday production. We'd like to thank Ryan Bailey, your defending champ, for coming out here and calling these races for us. We love your perspective. It's a really cool thing we do. We'd also like to thank the people of Face Colt. They had a big launch this weekend on QVC, had a small business shout out. We'd like to commend them on the job they're doing. We appreciate their support, and we like seeing them have success. We'd also like to thank Native Solar for coming on board and helping us out this year. If you guys have any questions about the solar industry, why don't you reach out to them? That's mynativesolar.com. We appreciate y'all. It's been another Hot Tuesday production where we remind you that Hot Tuesday is not a day of the week, it's a state of mind. Thanks for tuning in.